Lying on your side, I've just got a little pillow here, but a bigger one would be handy. When you're lying on your side, you want to get the shoulder away from the ear. So a bigger pillow is good. That's pretty good. Oh, that's really comfy. Nice. So then we stretch the legs away. Now you can't see my feet at the moment due to technical difficulties, but what I'm doing is I'm stretching the legs away, the feet are off the floor, the stomach's pulling in, shoulders away from the ears. I'm trying to basically have that shoulder above that shoulder, that hip above that hip, and so stretching away, stretching the legs. They're not very high off the floor, they're just floating. Basically I'm balancing on that fleshy part. That's on, the rest is off. Legs straight, that's pretty important. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And you could have the option of turning out the toes. We've been doing this in class recently. If you turn the toes out like Charlie Chaplin, heels together, toes out, your stomach muscles and your glutes working together. So turning out, inner thighs working now really hard, glutes, stomach. Lots of work going on. Check the shoulders, turn the heels out, and then if you want to add a little bit of lift and lower, you can move your feet around to avoid getting crampy. So don't forget to breathe. Don't talk while you're doing Pilates. It's very hard to breathe correctly and talk. So side work, feeling it here. If you feel tightness and tension through here, stop straight away. Bend your knees and just relax and allow the neck and shoulder to release the tension of that you've been holding there. So while we're here on the side, we'll work on the inner thigh of your bottom leg. And again, if you're at home, you've got access to things you could rest your foot on, which does make it a lot easier. So I'm going to use a sofa cushion, and I'm going to, I might move this back actually. Excuse me. So I'm lying on my side. That's better, isn't it? And then I'm going to rest my top leg on a cushion. It's a sofa cushion. Firm. A yoga block would be ideal on its side. Whatever keeps that leg at hip height is good. Pull your tummy in. Lift the waist, shoulder down. Stretch your bottom leg away. Now you should be able to see it under the bridge you've made with the top leg. Flex your foot. Then straighten your head up, because we don't want to be crooked when we're doing this. Breathe in and breathe out and lift. Now with this exercise, there's no rest really. You just keep going until your leg starts to tremble. So you're pushing the leg high, working the inner thigh and the core. Make sure this is working. If you don't switch on the core, you may find your back starts to ache around here. So keep breathing, keep lifting. By all means, rotate your foot if you want to. Doesn't get crampy. Keep breathing. You might aim for a minute and Let's try another 30 seconds, shall we? Breathe, breathe, breathe. One of my ladies, you know who you are, likes to say, my legs have gone Elvis. Can I stop now, please? That's obviously jiggly. That's one way of deciding you've had enough. Squeeze, squeeze, breathe, breathe. 10 seconds. Three, two, one, and rest. Bend your knees, just have a little rest there. We'll go on to the back in a minute. I'm going to move my position a little bit now. Okay, so knee rolls with the arms elbows bent, hands on the rib cage. This is to remind us to keep the rib cage on the mat while we're doing this, because all the twisting is going to happen around the waist. That's a general idea. So this half stays fixed on the mat. There's probably a little bit of rocking and rolling around the rib cage, but basically the ribs stay down. This stays down, pressing down into the floor. The legs become one solid unit, all the way pressing inwards. Feet light, and it's the hips that are going to move, and the hips are going to move controlled by the core. Breathe in to prepare, pull in, tighten up, and keep that rib to hip connection. This area between the ribs and hips, very, very important. Keep it tight, not too tight, but tight, firm, in control. Definitely no overstretching or arching. So breathe in to prepare, glue your legs together and keep pressing them inwards. I like to flex my feet, just seems to make it easier. You can imagine, if you like, that your both feet are in one big shoe, if that helps. So we're going to take the knees over to the left. And the minute I start moving to the left, my right foot should come straight off the floor, all of it, off the floor. And so we're having to work here to maintain that. Then we're going to pull it back to the middle. Same on the other side. Over to the other side. Rib cage down, shoulders down. If you're just looking from this bit up, you can't really see anything much happening. It's all happening down here. Pull it back. If you want to work harder, don't take your legs further. If you imagine a clock, you start at 12, you go to 5 past, you go to 5 to, that's all you do. No more than that. Shouldn't need to. But if you want to work harder, squeeze those legs together, squeeze your knees together. So as I go over to the left, my right leg can straighten. Still gluing the knees together. Bring it back to the middle. Still have the leg straight there. Put that foot down on the floor again. And then we do the other side, over to the right. Once on the side, straighten the top leg. Keep your knees glued together. Bring it back to the middle. Pop it down. Same again. Do some more. Slightly over. Straighten. Back to the middle. Down. Finish off on this side. And down. Pull your knees in. So we've worked the inner thighs, a fair old bit there, so a little bit of stretching wouldn't go amiss. So if you can grab your feet, that'd be great, and do a little bit of rocking there. if you can't grab your feet in this position, perhaps try putting your feet on the floor, just letting your knees drop out a little bit. Don't spend too long in that position, because if you do relax too much here, you'll find it hard to get back to the middle again. So just gently rock yourself from side to side, a little bit of stretching, and then help your legs back to the middle. So we're going to do the whole thing again on the other side. Straight legs, pull in your core, shoulder a bit above shoulder, hip above hip, lifting through the waist. So you're trying to be symmetrical through the waist by lifting here. So you could pass a ribbon under there, or a pencil. And then we started off with the legs just straightforwardly stretching away, perhaps a bit of heel toe movement. And then we tried inner thigh squeeze, heels in, toes out. And then we did a little bit of lifting. You can move your feet around. If you start to wobble around or this gets tense, do rest with the bottom leg on the floor, and you could do a little bit of top leg movement if you can maintain your balance. If you don't like turning out, that's fine, feet just straight. And again, if you're wobbling, take it down a bit. Bottom leg can stay on the floor, top leg maybe move a little bit, or maybe just stay still and just balance, maybe with a little bit of toe movement. Keep breathing, keep pulling in the core. If your back starts to hurt, stop. Bend your knees. So when you're doing that exercise, you may find sometimes your back just hurts straight away, and it might be that you are overarching as you're lying there. It might be that you are what I call banana shaped, where your legs are sort of behind you like that. And the clue is that your back's hurting, basically. So one way to sort of have a little check is to just glance down and look at your feet. If you can see your feet, that's good. If you can't see your feet, maybe your legs have gone behind. Okay. Obviously, if you've got someone who can come and tell you whether you're straight, that's great. But if you're doing it on your own, those are the things to watch out for. So other inner thigh needs a go now. So we get that cushion or whatever you've got. You'll have something that you can rest your leg on, I'm sure. And lift the lower leg high as you can. You should feel the stomach working, the inner thigh of that bottom leg. Try and make sure this is not tense. You can even put your hand under your head as well. Add a little bit more height. Or you can have it underneath. That's fine too. Whatever you prefer, really. It's all about keeping that neck relaxed. So you're using your stomach muscles, your inner thigh. Inner thigh quite hard. It's quite a hard exercise. We think we did a minute last time. So let's try another 30 seconds. Keep breathing, keep lifting. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Lift, lift, lift. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Nearly there. 10 seconds. Breathe, lift, breathe. 3, 2, 1. And relax. So now we're going to do another knee rolling style exercise, lying on our backs, keeping the rib cage down, moving the legs. But I'm going to make it slightly easier. We're not going to do the hard one we did last time. A slightly easier one, which is, I think I called it the Teresa Russell. I won't go into why. But it's very nice for giving you a hip flexor stretch, as well as a lower back stretch. Feet wide, knees wide. Hands on the rib cage, keeping this half still and twisting here. The hips coming off, the knees are moving, the core's working hard. So, pull in, breathe in, off we go, over to the side. Don't force your leg to the floor. We don't want the ribs to come peeling off into the air, so focus on that and moving your knees. Now, what hopefully you can feel is that stretch there, in there. Over to the other side. Bang into the cupboard. So I normally say keep your head still while you're doing this. Obviously I'm not doing that, I'm looking at you. But just keep the head still. Close your eyes if you want to, but you don't need to move your head around. Obviously if you're watching me, you'll have it slightly to the side. But you don't have to have it there all the time. Once you've got the gist, you can just straighten up again, can't you? Don't forget to breathe. Enjoy that lovely lower back massage as you go through the middle. Lower back massage. So make sure you do press down as you go through the middle to get the benefit of that lower back massage. Okay, have a little rest. Rock. Rock-a-bye, baby. Oh yes, that reminds me. The baby, the happy baby, that was it, wasn't it? The happy baby. This is a nice stretch for your lower back and your glutes. So, keeping your knees bent, you can grab hold of your toes. Oh, they're just out of shot, never mind. Grab hold of your toes and pull your knees sort of towards your armpits, and then rock a little bit. I know some people can't reach their feet, which, you know, you don't have to do this move if you don't want to. Some people fall over when they're doing this. I never fall over. I don't know why. Anyway, keep your knees wide, I think that's what I'd say. Keep your knees wide. Give yourself a wide base. Okay. So after we've happily and enthusiastically eased out any lower back tightness, had a little massage in the lower back region, ready to do some hard work again.